Hello, Matador fans, and welcome to another alumni catch-up. And in today's show, we have Peter Micelli here. How you doing, Peter? How's everything going?
I'm doing great, Nick. It's a pleasure to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Nick Bocanegra. I'm Sports Information Director here at CSUN with the basketball team. And Peter, obviously an alum with the basketball team from 1990 to 1995, a member of the first Division I basketball teams at CSUN under legendary coach Pete Cassidy. Peter, first of all, how are you doing? How's everything going with you? What are you up to right now?
Things are going great. We moved to we have a second home up in Lake Tahoe, California. So we moved up here early in March of 2020 when the pandemic hit, and it's been just really amazing being in nature and being up here, being able to work from home and not really feeling like you're missing anything. And so it's just been an incredible year for our family, and I launched a company, and the kids are really, I'm having 3 meals a day with my kids, which I never would have had in Los Angeles and going to an office every day. And so we feel very lucky, very blessed, and I have a lot of empathy for those that are suffering and are struggling through this pandemic, which is quite awful. But for our family, there's been a lot of silver lining.
Definitely. And we get a glimpse, a little bit of that scenery back there, beautiful scenery. We'll just kind of give the fans a little bit of an update on terms of, the type of business that you're in. Since you left CSUN, obviously got into the entertainment business, television industry. Give us a little bit of an idea of some of the things that you've done.
Well, when I left CSUN, it was actually, I got a job in the mailroom working at this agency, a very powerful agency called Creative Artists Agency. The acronym is CAA. I worked my way up, and I was the youngest person to ever run our TV packaging division, which is the most lucrative division in the agency. And then after that, I was the youngest person to ever be co-head of the television department. I was there for 23 years. So literally right out of college, after I graduated, I figured my way into the mailroom there, and I was there for 23 years. So I put together, represented really high-end writers, directors, and actors that created television series. So I had helped package and sell series like Lost and Orange is the New Black and Narcos and Sense8 and Watchmen. And the list goes on and on of Hawaii Five-0, SWAT, Scorpion. There's a lot I just keep forgetting about. But I was really deeply involved in the television business and helped to Netflix launch their platform. After 2018, I got offered to go run a studio. I became the chief strategy officer at a company called Entertainment One. I worked there for 2 years to help them really evolve their business, and we sold it to Hasbro for $4.2 billion about 2 years later. And then after that transaction, which was really successful, I really wanted to run and launch my own company. And so currently I'm the CEO of a new media company called Range Media Partners. We've been open for about 5 months. It's going like gangbusters. You can Google it. And so we are really meant to help. It's a combination of my last 2 jobs of representing really talented people and helping to evolve with the changing media companies and all the opportunity that evolution is creating. And so that's what we're doing. I launched the company in the pandemic, raised the money to do it, and we're well underway.
It's an amazing thing to launch a new company during a pandemic, like you mentioned. What drew you to get into this industry? Was there something that kind of like made you want to kind of get into this industry? And obviously, it's become a big career ever since.
I did not. I don't remember what it was exactly. I grew up in Los Angeles, so the entertainment business was always, it always had a sexiness to it. and an excitement to it. And I was always a very, anybody would tell you that CSUN that played with me, that I'm a very outgoing extrovert person. So, you know, my personality and my sense of humor and my drive was always my strengths. So this is a cool thing to do, and it's here in LA, and I like living in LA. So let me get in the mailroom at a great company and I'll outwork everybody. And I think, you know, what was such an advantage for me is if you play college sports, you become very accustomed to a 12-hour workday, because if you are getting up at, you know, 6:37 to go to your 8 o'clock class, and you're in classes from 8 to 12:30, then you're eating lunch, and then you're going, you know, to the training room, you know, to ice or heat or whatever and stretch, and then you're watching film, and then you're going to practice from 3 to 6, then you're back in the training room, and then you're at home doing homework. You know, when you're a student athlete, you're 12, 13-hour days. So when I started at CAA, the young people that weren't student athletes, that only went to school, you could see them getting really tired at about 4 o'clock. And I was just like hitting my stride at 4 o'clock. So I was really able to outwork everybody because I had been so accustomed to, you know, putting in the hours.
Yeah, definitely. And you alluded to it. I mean, obviously that CSUN career kind of started you off. Talk to me a little bit about what are some of the things that you remember about CSUN on the men's basketball team. Like I mentioned, first Division I team, and played under Coach Cassidy, who's revered. I mean, definitely a legendary figure in CSUN past. What are some of your favorite memories at CSUN that you can think of?
On the basketball stuff, you know, outside of just the camaraderie of being around the guys and, you know, really having a common fight, which is so powerful. For teamwork, as you know, my favorite memory is, you know, Long Beach State. It was 1993, sometime in February. They went to Kansas. Kansas was number 1 in the country, and on a Tuesday, they went in. Long Beach State went in, led by Brian Russell and a couple other former NBA players, and they went and beat the number one Kansas in Allen Fieldhouse. And so Long Beach State had just beaten Kansas. And then on Saturday, the very next Saturday, they were coming to Northridge to play in the Matadome. And it was the crowd was enormous. It was a packed gym, standing room only. And I just remember, like, we just had one of our best nights. Everybody just played one of their best games. Andre Chevalier, Ryan Martin, Chris Yard. You know, I went for 27 points that game, and I was just kind of in a zone. Everything slowed down, and it just was an amazing feeling. And it's something I think about still often to this day, of that moment of being in the zone and just feeling like you were such in a flow with the game, and how fun and powerful that was. And so that was one of my best memories. And we won in overtime. Awesome. And so by default, we beat the number 1 team in the country, because it's a classic syllogism. They beat Kansas. Kansas was number 1. Beat Long Beach State, so that means we beat number 1 Kansas.
I think that sounds good to me.
That's
right
how it works.
Awesome.
That was great. And then, you know, all the practices, you know, just having, you know, playing basketball 3 hours a day through the season, whether it's a practice or a game, is just like, what an amazing joy. And so all of the practices, and Coach Cassidy, who just passed away, sadly, and we haven't been able to have a funeral or really a memorial service because of COVID, but all, you know, just the laughing, you know, how much you're testing yourself, you know, making jokes in the training room afterwards when you're all on above ice, freezing your legs off, just, so all those memories just come flooding in. And I go back to Northridge all the time, because my son, who's a terrific basketball player, they have all these youth basketball tournaments at Northridge. So I'm in the Matadome. You know, I was in the Matadome for a period of time before COVID. I was there every weekend, and it was super fun to go back. Not in the Matadome, Nick, the gym right next door, but you walk right in front of the Matadome. And I developed a really good relationship with the coaching staff there now. So we'd pop in, watch practice, and do that kind of stuff. And it's really fun to see how the program's evolving.
Awesome. Those are great CSUN memories, and awesome. I just want to thank you for your time today, Peter. I appreciate the chat.
Yeah.
And just best of luck with everything, and just stay safe.
Thanks, Nick. Go Matadors!